Oh my goodness. Oh, it's time again. It's time once again to throw cards at the strangers on the internet. Hey, yeah. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tarot Morning Wisdom. That's right. Good morning, Fei-Fei. Good morning, Bruce. Oh, all right. That's right. We're back again for another exciting edition of Tarot Morning Wisdom with your friend Open Phones. What's that? You may be asking. Well, that, Haley Bell, that Ruby Kane, is where I read your questions from the chat and answer them as best as I can using this deck of esoteric cards. Sound good? Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Let's get this week started off. Oh my God, we're back into another bleeping week. Another bleeping week. Another bleeping Monday. Are we ready? Do we have our game faces on? Fire Dancer, how you doing, Fire Dancer? Ruby Kane says, sing! Okay, Ruby Kane, I'm singing now. Are you happy? Look, it's a little early, Ruby Kane. It's a little early, Ruby Kane. Give me a cup of coffee. Give me a cup of coffee. Now, you know that we got to open this session up the official way. And that's with the communal card that we all get to enjoy. That lets us know a little something about the week that we're about to tackle. No small week. It's the week of April 13th, 2026. Can you bleep and believe it? Oh my God. And doesn't it just feel like globally we're all just on a roller coaster riding around having the most exciting time ever? Ooh, the 21st century is a thrill ride par excellence, right, Fire Dancer? I can't bleepin' believe it either, Roos. Let's get this bleepin' week underway with one card that we will all unanimously apply to ourselves and each other in an eternal quest to find peace and balance. Thank you, Ruby. Are we ready, sports fans? What's going to be our card of the week? Oh, please be good. I need you to be good. I need you to be comforting and productive, please. Can we do that, please, sweet cards? Yes. But when you see this goddess Justice show up, you know that it's not time to lay back and do nothing. No. It's time to exercise your ability to look accurately at each and every situation that comes forward and balance it within yourself so that even the most destabilizing information that might come from without doesn't disturb anything within. We gotta maintain. That's what this Justice Goddess has to say. And this Justice Goddess has to say that we're gonna maintain by making sure that all things are equal. Can we do it, sports fans? Yes, we bleeping can. And these cards are going to show us how. That's right. That's what they do. That's what they can do. All right, Ruby. All right. Now, we've gotten that out of the way. We've gotten the Justice Goddess in front of us. We know now that we're going to be seeking accuracy at all costs, balance at all costs, equilibrium at all costs, but self-empowering equilibrium, the kind that once established can be used to navigate this world with authority. Yeah. And so, Fire Dancer, thank you for the update. I'm obviously getting started here, and I've caught it, but I just want to let you know, Fire Dancer, that I'm with you, and everybody just, as Fire Dancer leaves, gives Fire Dancer a wave and say, mwah. It's been a tough set of days for Fire Dancer, but they are moving through it, and that's exactly the example that we all need to set for each other. Look, things get tough. Do they get tough? Yes. Do we move through it together? Yes. That's how it works. Now, I will take your incredibly important relationship questions. Come on, who's got questions for these cards? Well, Olivia does. Olivia, welcome to Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones, and you found the place to get your question answered on the internet. And I'm looking at you, Olivia, and you say this. Here we go. Olivia says, will Michael and I get back together this year after working through our issues? Oh, honey. Ruby Kane says, I don't care about love. I love myself. Well, Queen or King, that's exactly right. I wouldn't say don't care about love, but I would say love yourself first, obviously. Right, Olivia? Will Michael and I get back together this year after working through our issues? I hope that if that's what you want, Olivia, that's what you get. But I'm going to ask these cards a bit more of a general question and say, how can I best tune myself in this moment of difficulty between myself and Michael with an eye toward getting back together this year after working on our issues? Are you ready, Olivia? Are you set? Wah! Mm-hmm. Well, Olivia, it's absolutely no surprise to find this deck giving you an assignment, because right now, that's what it's going to do. It's about to show you something that says, look, this is you. This may be you right now, but it can't be you going forward if you want to get back together after working through your issues. Boosh! 9 swords, right? No surprise there. You're just like, oh yeah, that's me, right? That's me. Worried. And when this card comes flying out of the deck in a question like this, hey Rad, how you doing? I have to suggest, Olivia, that there's potentially some empowerment waiting for you inside of this card. If you can find a way to reduce the amount of swords in this card, the amount of anxious thinking, the amount of fear, the amount of, I don't know what's going on and my brain needs to know. If you can calm all of that down, even a little bit, to find yourself better centered in this, and I'm talking about you in this, not just you and Michael, then you'll be clearing the way, potentially, for success. Does that hit, sweet Olivia? I'm asking. Elvis. Elvis is here. Oh, Elvis. Talk to me, sweet E. Let's see, who's here now? We got Ruby. Ruby says, a Mother Nature has a way of healing, Mother Nature has a way of healing, says Ruby Kane, and I agree with that. Oh, Elvis. Elvis has a question about Benedicta, and don't go nowhere, Elvis. We'll get there. Let's see here. Move on, says Ruby Kane. Rad's here. Rad's here. I missed you too, Rad. Well, we didn't miss each other. We've been staring at the internet all weekend, so I'm sure we've seen a lot of each other in this and that format. Tisha16 is here. And let's self-love is the best, says Olivia, so I don't have to tell you nothing, Olivia. You've got this. All right. I think I'm caught up. Let's get to Elvis, shall we? Elvis, are you here? Sweet E. Elvis with literally a name that I would kill to have. Will Benedicta reconsider Elvis back? Oh. Elvis, are you still here, or did you run away? Heidi Henderson is here. Hi, Heidi. How are you doing, Queen? Ruby Kane suggests stop asking for lava. I don't know what that means. Hi, Nancy. How you doing, Nancy? All right, who's got a question for these cards? I don't see Elvis here. Look, Elvis just came, and then he left, that's right, the building. Hi. Hi, plant emoji. Hi, Tish16. Bruce says, I think Sir Open Phones is a pretty awesome name. Well, thank you. Now, plant emoji's got a beautiful... Oh, Madudu, I just saw you. Hi, Bubbles9305. All right, Madudu was here first. Will Alan and I reconcile? Will Alan and I reconcile? How you doing, Madudu? Where are you from, Madudu? You worried about Alan? Tell me more. Tell us all more. Hey, everybody say hello to Madudu. They're worried about whether Alan and them are going to reconcile. And I'm going to crack these cards open and give Madudu a little bit of advice as to how best to tune their spiritual instruments for just that outcome. Let's find out. Come on, cards. We're interested. We want to know if Alan and Madudu are going to reconcile. Come on, help us. Help us just this once. Well, Madudu, look, you caught the Five of Swords. And right now and right here, I have to tell you that whether or not you and Alan are going to reconcile, you need to walk through the current moment's disappointment and find your way towards strength inside of it. What this card is showing us, essentially, is that a moment of disappointment where you're like, oh man, I had built my Emperor 4s up, and I thought everything was going to be great. And then it turfs out on some level, or it hits a wall. A barrier, if you will. And you find yourself sitting here inside of this card going, bleep. What now? Will Alan and I reconcile? And this card's suggestion, Madudu, is to take the lead if possible. Step into the leadership vacuum that's left in the blast zone of whatever the bleep happened, and lead your way towards those self-love sixes in whatever fashion that takes. I mean, basically, if you can do it with an eye toward creating peace within yourself, then you'll be creating strength within yourself. Then that power translates into some form of energy that might well magnetize the situation in your favor. That's my experience of it. I hope that hits. I hope it hits. Ooh, Timothy2729 is here. Hi, Timothy2729. How are you? Hey, Shamey. Or Shami. Thank you, Rad. You're welcome, Madudu. I hope that hits. I really, really want you to feel good. And Madudu, don't forget us over here at Tarot Morning Wisdom, please. Please. All right, now we've got a classic. We can move directly. First of all, everybody in the chat, say hello to Rad Ideals, who is here and is bearing a specific Liz question this very morning. Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot wait. Hi, Adana. Here we go. Are we ready, guys? Everybody gather around Rad Ideals. Here we go. Rad Ideals has a question. It's okay, Ruby. I see you. Does Rad Ideals' question is as follows. Does Liz know I still love her, or is she questioning? Okay, so we have question marks all around Liz, which again, we're used to that at this point. We're used to that. Liz is a cipher. Liz is literally the living symbol of the Sphinx brought back to life in terms of that which we must solve. And we're going to solve it together as a family. God dang it. Here we go, Rad. Does Liz know I love her still, or is she questioning? What are the cards going to tell you to do here? I'm curious. Let's find out. Jesus Christ. Okay, now, we see here growth in the realm of the heart, obviously, and we see Pamela Coleman Smith's trickiest little symbol here, one of them anyway. The heart that has been impaled by 3 swords and is now standing out in the sopping rain. Ugh, what does this mean? What does this mean? Well, certainly, I would say that it suggests, if we directly let it answer your question, that there's still some growth happening inside of Liz's, intellectual world. Now it's easy to get diverted here because we see the heart impaled, but it's impaled by thought, you see. And in the number 3, we get the suggestion of life and life being created and energy being created. So how does this connect to energy being created on that Empress level in the universe? Well, it has its connection in the fact that, according to Pamela Coleman Smith, to give birth to new concepts and new ideas takes work and growth and difficulty. And maybe this card is pulling us towards the idea that Liz is in the middle of just that kind of growth. Ooh, and it's a challenge, and sometimes it takes time. But then you get to the 4 of Swords, and then you can find space, and then you can relax. Anyway, this falls into, that's what you're thinking, Rad, that's what I wanted to know. I was like, this falls into a context that we've already set up, where inside of the cards we've seen you, Rad, just going hog wild inside of the realm of emotion, and then you see thoughts here. And thoughts magnetized around an image of an injured heart. An injured heart which can and will be healed. And maybe that's something you can focus upon, Sweet Rad Ideals. I hope that's true. What's up, DJ T-Ski? What's up, Mia? Hi, Mia. How are you doing? My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. That's right, where we throw cards at your questions all morning long for free. Natalia Rea Perez is here. Wait a minute. Natalia Rea Perez, yes, I do recognize your name. I don't know if you remember, but about 3 weeks ago, I asked you if I would get the job, and you said yes, and I did. Another satisfied customer on Tarot Morning Wisdom. I love it when every now and then, like a blind pig, I find a truffle in these cards and share it with you. Who here has a question for these cards? Timothy 2729. Oh, Timothy 2729 is a wonderful addition to our chat. Everybody say hello to Timothy 2729 because he is convinced that if we don't repent, we're all going to HE double hockey sticks. I find that absolutely charming, Timothy. ... I think it's absolutely sweet that you care enough to come up here on TikTok and, of all things that you could be yelling at, it's me. Unbelievable. Good luck. Blah, 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 blah. Ruby Kane has a simple request. A direct request. Read me. Rach the Swan is here. Thank you, Rach the Swan. And by the way, if you friends have any inkling that you could help out by if friends, you could please share this broadcast as it is happening with your friends. I've been told that the app really sees that as a sign that it's positive. Oh. Anyway, Ruby Kane, let's get you going. Ruby Kane, do you have any specific questions? I don't want my friend's energy here. Fair enough, Rad Ideals. That is in Rad Ideals, I love that. Hi, Carly the somebody. Ruby Kane has no specific questions. All right, look, we're just going to drop Ruby Kane directly into their Tarot Morning Wisdom for this Monday, April 13th, 2026. And we're not afraid to see what's shaking. Hi, Gigi, how you doing? Ready, Ruby Kane? Set, Ruby Kane? Ruby Kane says, think positive, and if it's not positive, tell me the truth. Well, I say, okay. Oh, Ruby Kane. I don't have to think positive because this card is positive. Ruby Kane, how can you transcend your current situation and upgrade planes to a place of higher enlightenment and deeper Tarot Morning Wisdom? This Judgment card is coming for you, and it is saying, upward, upward, upward. Let's go now. Let's go. Let's go. This card, of course, symbolically forms a bridge between our universe, for what that's worth, and the universe beyond. Jump in, says this card. Let's go. Good luck, Ruby King. Good day. Good day, my friend. M27222222222. Ding. Kimberly is here. Kimberly Ann is here. Kimberly Ann, are you here? Can you bonk the screen so I can see whether you're here or not, sweet Kimberly Ann? Because I desperately want to answer your question. Let's see here. Ruby says, are you staying upward and onward? Are you saying upward and onward? Yes, I am. Kimberly Ann. Kimberly Ann. Gigi's here. Good morning. Everybody, I got so lucky last night. I popped up here, and what was there waiting for me but Gigi self up here live throwing cards. And I'm telling you right now, go follow Gigi in case they ever do it again, because it was wonderful to see. It was wonderful to see. Gigi, fantastic work, and I hope that stream went really well for you. It seems like it was going great. I had a fun time watching it. I think that you've got excellent grasps of all of these beautiful cards. So good. Now, oh, Ashley Oneda's here. Beautiful. Kimberly Ann, I'm looking now for your sweet question. There it is. Is this move going to be good? Kimberly Ann's here because guess what? It's time to move. Oh, nothing stressful about that, by the way. It's super easy to move, right, Kimberly Ann? There's zero worries. Logistically, it is a breeze. Let's see here. How can we help Kimberly Ann tune themselves and their world to make sure that this move that they're about to execute is going to be good? Where are you moving to, Kimberly Ann? Where are you moving to? Where are you moving from? Here we go. Kimberly Ann. What are the cards going to say about this move? Is it going to be good? Oh, Queen. Yes. 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 Kimberly Ann. The cards have a challenge for you. The cards would like you to view this move of yours as the first step on a ladder upward towards a form of paradise. Do you think you can do that, Kimberly Ann? Can you look at this card and understand that you've been handed the power of the magician within it? That you are being shown each and every one of the four elements in play inside of each of those symbols sitting there on that table, and that the card is saying they're all yours. What are you going to do with them, Kimberly Ann? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm asking. But it's going to be good. You got that, Kimberly Ann? Have ya? Have you, nice guy? What's the nice guy go? Oh, nice guy, come here. I am, or Nizui. Yuzin, sorry. Yuzin, that's your name? Yuzin, I hope I'm doing it right. Yuzin's here. Everybody say hello to Yuzin. Yuzin, welcome to Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones. I'll be your server today. Yuzin says, is the guy I'm talking to right now seeing another girl? Is he? Guy that I'm talking to right now, what's going on? Is he seeing another girl? These dudes think they're so clever. They're not. They're not clever. Let's just see though. Maybe the guy that you're talking to is not seeing another girl. And that's something that I personally need to constantly remind myself of. Just because you suspect that they're being bleeps doesn't make them bleeps, and let's just see what the cards have to say. Yuzin, who's asking? Is the guy I'm talking to right now seeing another girl? Just tell me, cards. As I pretend to not have seen that tower on the bottom of that little stack. That's fine. Yuzin, here are what the cards have to say. I don't know. I don't think this card drops on a cheater, necessarily. Well, I'll tell you what this card is. This is the Four of Wands. And, of course, it's Pamela Coleman Smith's most famous second famous, like, minor arcana that makes people scream, oh, it's love, it's love, oh, you're gonna get married. Well, Yuzin, all this is saying to me right now is that there is something materializing in actuality in the realm of passion for you and this guy that you're talking to right now. And either the cards are saying, oh yeah, he's seeing another girl and they're in love, which probably not, right? Or look at these as goalposts and you can start kicking footballs through it, okay? Footballs of love, Yuzin. Footballs of love. Does that hit? Lexi is here. Lexi is here. Nisio is here. How do life going happy? Nizio, get over here, Nizio. You're great. Nizio, you're always hanging out in the chat. I love to see your name here. And tell me if I'm saying your name wrong. Nisio? It could go either way. But you're like, how am I'm reading your question, Nisio, and I'm saying, how is life going to get happy for me? I hope I'm translating that right. I sense that you're translating on your end too, so I'll help on my end. But let's do this. Happiness, happiness, happiness. How do I magnetize happiness? That seems to be at the center of Nisio's question, right? And I think that's a beautiful question for all of us. How can we magnetize happiness, especially in this Firehorse year of our Lord, 2026? Magnetize happiness. Nisio wants to know. And I'm about to tell him what my deck has to say about it. That's all. Let's see. Actualize. Well, Nisio, the deck has some very practical advice when it comes to generating happiness inside of your life. Look, we can all live inside of our imaginations forever and do nothing. We can live inside of our hearts forever and be totally alone. We can live inside of our passions forever and wander around in them like a minotaur's labyrinth all of our lives. But if we don't actualize, if we don't bring it into the real world, then we are missing out on actually walking the path, even though we recognize that the path is there. Okay, Nisio, how can you turn your ideas into reality? Go on, we're waiting. No. We know exactly how that operation goes, Nisio. I hope that hits for you, Nisio. And I hope I actually translated your question right. Oh, Sarah Maley is here. Just enjoy me. Yes, I'm okay. Well, look, Nisio. I want you to put your hands on the thing that you want to make. Make it in the real, if you can possibly do that. That's what the cards are wanting you to do. Sarah Maley is here. Hi, Sarah. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where we just throw cards at your questions free. You ask cards in the chat, and I answer questions. And look, it's early. It's only 7:28 here in the most glamorous place on earth, Hollywood, California. I know. Sarah Maley, who's new here, everybody say hi to Sarah, says, will I ever have a loving partner who's actually here for me in the ways that I need? Oh, Sarah, geez. Geez, Sarah, geez. Who here has any connection to that question? Hi, Heather Gould. Hi, Lone Barker. Hi, Gigi. Oh, I already said hi to Gigi. Melinda. New here, says Melinda. Well, we're looking right now. Go find it again. Sarah Maley is here. Will I ever find a loving partner who is actually there for me in the ways I need? Yes. Yes. Sarah. Yes. How can I tune myself best to locate a loving partner that's actually there for me in all the ways that I need? Let's find out what these bleeping cards have to say, right, Sarah? ready, Sarah? Well, actually, the cards are just running directly at your question and answering it, in my opinion. And guess what they're saying, Sarah? Persevere. Persevere. In which realm again, though, phones? Which realm? Should I persevere in the realm of the heart? No. In the realm of intellect? No. In the realm of passion and fire? No. In the realm of the real. Do you sense that the cards are pushing us towards something today? In the realm of the real. Walk the path. Do walk the path. Be in charge in your own mind of walking the path toward what you want, as opposed to sitting on your Emperor fours. This is a number 5, by the way. And the Emperor fours are there, and they're the 4 legs of the table. They're so stable you can rest on the surface of that table for the rest of your life and say to yourself, where's my loving partner? Where am I ever going to find him? They won't show up. And this card says, yeah, you've got to go out there and do it. You've got to go out there and do it. That's just what's up. And it's trial and error. Trial and error. You got to start carving your way through the dudes. Partners, I don't know what your partner is. But like, you got to carve your way through the options until you find it. It's work. But it's the best version of work you can. There's work that is boring and stupid and strictly about money. And then there's the work of the soul, Sarah. Go do the work of the soul. The cards beg you. Stay in real world with it, though. Do not let it live only as something in the life of the mind. Okay? Oh, sweet Sarah Maley. Hi, Ren. The work has been exhausting, and no, you've been doing the work. That's great. Well, the cards are reinforcing the need to do the work, and not only and Sarah, you know, like this. I'm not trying to hard sell you right now, but this is exactly the kind of thing that we would get into in a longer form spread, which I do offer in the form of private sessions. I mean, because it's like obviously you've been doing the work, like, and you just get taken advantage of. You say there is a legion of ways these cards can address all of those issues. Something to consider. I'm just saying. Friends, it's Tarot Morning Wisdom. It's Monday, April 13th, and I am here to answer your questions with these cards for free. Let's take a look at the chat. Anthony's here. Sonia's here. Oh, Sonia, come here. Sonia is asking if there are any messages, just any messages for her inside of these cards. And I guarantee there are as many as 78 of them. Here we go, Sonia. What's Sonia's message for this Monday from the 4th dimensional beyond? Again? You see me shuffle. Sonia, the cards have a message, all right. The cards are saying, it's time to begin. It's time to begin. The lights have been turned on, Sarah. Sarah? Sonia. Sonia, the lights have been turned on. And now you can see, says the Magician card. Where are you going to go? What are you going to ascend to on this Monday, April 13th? That's what this card is desperate to know. Boom. Oh, thank you, Sarah Maley. Oh, Sarah Maley, I'm so grateful to have you here. I love when we meet somebody that gets along. Oh, poor Katie. Katie, come here, Katie. Katie. Oh, Katie and Jaslyn. You guys, get over here. Katie and Jaslyn are both here. Everybody say hello to Katie and to Jaslyn, because they have very similar questions, and they're right next door to each other in the chat, and I've parked the chat right there. I want to look at these two questions. Will my life get easier? Says Katie. Jaslyn, will things get better for me? Friends, let's start doling out some serious advice on how life can be made to get easier and how things can be made to be better. We're going to start with you, Katie, okay? Katie, will my life get easier? Oh, honey. I'm sorry that it's been hard, man. It's we don't live in easy times, in case anybody is the least bit unaware of that. Which is why we've got to be strong and tough, all right? And that's why we've got to hang together here and find our empowerment amongst our peers and friends. Right, Katie? Will my life get easier, asks Katie. The cards say. And Jaslyn, I want you to look at this too, okay? Oh, Katie, this time I get to talk about this card, which has recurred now, and tell you a different way into it that isn't romantic at all. It's the Four of Wands, but I want you to ignore all of this, like, all of the inferred romance that you see inside of this speaker's going like, yay, we married, or I don't know, maybe they won a marathon together. I have no idea. Pam's not exactly famous for her explanations of these cards. But what I see inside of this is an Emperor's 4, number 4, in the realm of passion, creativity, and fire, and soul, and spirit. How can I make my life easier? By creating stability and space for yourself in the realms of fire. How can you better center yourself in the creative worlds that you possess inside of you? How can you build a perfect square that you can then fill with all of the Empress energy that you might require? How can you do this and move upward creatively, spiritually, soulfully from there? That's what the cards are asking you right now. There must be a way. Now, Jaslyn, did you hear that? Because I'm sure, Jaslyn, that advice... Hey, J.M. Phillips, how you doing? Hey, Lisa. Hold on, I'm doing Jasmine right now, because Jasmine had the exact same question. This thing's gonna get better for me? Oh, Jaslyn, I'm sorry things are going so rough. Oh, Jaslyn, what's going on, Jaslyn? You see that Katie's got to build a foundation inside of her creative world and then create space within it. That's fine. But what's Jaslyn supposed to do? What's Jaslyn supposed to do, right, Jaslyn? What am I supposed to do? Crystal Short, how are you doing? I see your name. Jaslyn, here's what the cards have to say to you. Jaslyn, you've been given an assignment. Are you ready? The assignment is to climb onto your white, well, gray, climb onto your gray horse, in this case, and grab onto your open heart and go on a quest. Do you feel me? Is there a questing energy that you can bring to the realm of the heart, Jaslyn? The cards want to know, because the cards are perhaps suggesting that it's time to get moving in the realm of heart. I hope that when you see this card, that's what you sense. I actually want to know if Jaslyn has a response to this. Why? I don't know. Hey, Joanne. How you doing, Joanne? Maybe Jaslyn doesn't have a response to this. I don't know, something made me tap the brakes and see if I could get a little feedback from Jaslyn. At any rate, Katie, don't you... There you go. Jaslyn's there. I don't know, maybe I've been guarded. Well, maybe maybe you've been guarded, maybe you've not been guarded and overwhelmed. Oh, you've been guarded and overwhelmed. I'm reading that. Okay, fine, Jaslyn. I understand being gardened. I understand being gardened and overwhelmed. This card suggests that a quest might provide a beautiful focus for you. A quest in the realm of the heart. Yes, Aisha, I do nothing but free questions. Kiss. All right? And Katie, this card can go for you too. All right? Now, I'm going to stop everything and start looking for opens in the chat, because I know if I see an open next to somebody's name. Vanessa Victorious, how you doing, Queen? Crystal Short is here. My morning's great. J.M. Phillips is here. Thank you, J.M., for reposting. I appreciate that. Joanne Lawson's here, the classic. Morning, Hollywood. Morning, Joanne. And I see, thank you. I see Jacqueline, a.k.a. my friend J.M. Phillips, who is a magazine mogul in training. perhaps, or no, a budding magazine mogul. Let's put it that way. They're in the literal heart of it all, as they like to call themselves. O blank H space I. Long pause. Oh! All right. Jacqueline says, how can I best take care of myself today? I am not well in any fashion. Hey, Nikki Marie. How can I take care of myself today? I'm not well in any fashion. Well, Jacqueline, I can't identify with that in any way, shape, or form. I am so sorry to inform you, but I'll do my best. Get over here. And Jacqueline's being serious, too. I'm not... And look, Jack. I'm not calling you Jack. If... I don't mean to be flip. I'm goofing, but I hear you. I am not well in any fashion. Me and my disorders against the world today. So Jacqueline needs a little bit of a lighthouse. Let's look for a lighthouse for Jacqueline as they seek to keep their boat on the water. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Aisha, I'm going to get there for you, babes. I see your question, Aisha, I promise. Thank you, Karenita. Karenita. Oh, Karenita. I'll tell you. Well, I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay. Good morning. Jacqueline, what the bleep am I supposed to do? What the bleep am I supposed to do? Everything's happening. Oh, Crystal, I'll get to you. I'm sorry, honey. I'm dancing as fast as I can. All right, Jacqueline. Interesting. I'm getting D&D Black Belt. Everybody be patient. I'm working on it. Jacqueline, we have here, and I, as a reader... Oh, by the way, everybody go follow J.M. Phillips. They are a card thrower in their own right and quite skilled. 5 cups fall. And instantly, J.M. Phillips, I'm seeing an assignment. It's an assignment. I know. It's not a fun assignment necessarily, but it's a rewarding one. How many times have I gotten this card in my own life, especially in earlier iterations of my reading where I didn't have everything quite locked on, and I saw this card and said, oh, I guess I'm just gonna be sad now. I'm just gonna be sad. And I would read that to people. Oh, you got some sadness. But I was missing something in those early days that I'm not missing anymore, and that's that number 5. When you're attached to that number 5, you're attached to that Hierophant energy, that Le Pape energy. And what that ends up meaning is that there is work and growth required. And the growth that Pamela Coleman Smith is suggesting here inside of this artwork is a growth through the experience, the active, lived experience of emotional disappointment or grief. All right? Part of life is sadness, and trying to wall ourselves away from that part of life constantly only creates tension within, like a balloon, slowly filling with manure, and eventually the balloon will burst. If we don't work, Aries season is kicking Jacqueline's arse. I feel you. The Fire Horse is not interested in cuts and bruises so much. Fire Horse just wants to rock, and we're going to let it rock. Not the manure-filled balloon. Yes, the manure-filled balloon. Look, I don't make the rules. Oh, Karenita, man. Karenita, I've been thinking about last year and how we met on Twitch. How long it's been since I've been in that world. Thinking about going back. Maybe soon. All right. Now, everybody's anxious to get their question answered. I want to do... Yes, let's do Aisha's because they were absolutely freaking out. But let me see here. I want to see who's got an open next to the name first because... Like, for instance, D Black Pearl. D Black Pearl. D Black Pearl. You know me, I've got to spend at least 30 seconds bleeping, grinding through the chat to find it. Will I relocate this year? And will my sister, Blessing, get the government job? Is your sister's name Blessing, D Black Pearl? Will I... Okay, so look. These two cards are very interesting to see at the top here, D Black Pearl. You want a little bit of insight, a little bit of Tarot Morning Wisdom. By the way, that's what this is, friends. Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones, and I'm answering your questions with these cards as best as I can. D Black Pearl. And your question is, will I relocate this year and will my sister get the government job? I don't know. These cards don't really know that either, D Black Pearl, but what we can do is give you a little bit of a suggestion on how best to achieve these goals that you quite obviously possess. How can D Black Pearl best tune themselves like a gorgeous musical instrument, like a grand piano made out of, I don't know, marble or something good. Would that sound good? That probably sounds strange. Anyway, how can they tune themselves to relocate this year, if that's what they want, and build energy around themselves that can perhaps feed into their sister in hopes of getting a government job? Look, D Black Pearl, the deck is telling you something about your need to open up your emotional world as widely as possible. Okay? This is a card that demonstrates, among other things, divinity's description of the emotional heart, the fullest heart. How can you open up your heart and let that energy begin radiating outward into your world as a first experience of you? All right? Sure, we're all practical people here. We go out into the world with swords ablazing. Look at my swords. They're so sharp, so accurate. They cut so well. This card says something else. This card says, what if you go out into the world brandishing the openest of hearts? Might that change the overall energy that surrounds you and turn you into some form of a beauty magnet? I certainly hope so. I recognize, D Black Pearl, that you came here looking for practical stuff and the cards gave you emotion instead. That's right. Take the hint. Take the hint, D Black Pearl. All right, who's got questions for these cards? Queen Monique is here, and I'm doing great. Aisha's here, and Aisha's anxious. D Black Pearl says, oh, wow, and and I see. Look, that's just what the cards said in this instance, and I am here to just report, D Black Pearl. 1111 is here. Rach the Swan is here. I see you, Rach, and I will get to you. But I'm looking for Aisha because I promised Aisha no music today, says Aisha. Can you do mine after? Yes, Aisha. Ask your question again, please, sweet queen. I'm looking. And I know that Aisha wrote it a bunch of times. There it is. What are Ahmed's feelings towards me? What are Ahmed's... Cal, stay here, Cal. Hi, Cal. My name is Open. As you so accurately taught, I want to answer your question about Jeff. Just saying. But first we're doing Aisha, and it's Ahmed, right? What are Ahmed's feelings for me? Aisha wants to know. What are Ahmed's feelings for me? Oh, come on. Just give me a bleeping hint. I want to know what Ahmed... Hey, Danny, how you doing? Everybody go follow Danny Darko. Danny Darko is a quality content creator here on the world's most pleasant app, the world's most peaceful app, the world's calmest internet experience, TikTok. All right, Aisha. Good morning, Warrior Queen. Everybody say good morning to Warrior Queen. All right, Aisha. You and Ahmed. Interesting. 4 cups fall. suggesting something around the need to like locate emotional stability. And also inside of Pamela Coleman Smith's beautiful artwork, perhaps a need to open yourself up. Open yourself up to the unexpected. Is there a way forward for you there? Are you missing something? Are you missing something in the realm of emotion? You see what Pam's doing there. Pam is suggesting that someone is sitting under a tree, staring at their 3 cups of emotion, going like, it's almost perfect. If only I had that extra cup to complete the set. And then what do you see? You see a divine hand materializing that 4th cup and offering it. How can you accept? How can you accept? I hope that hits sweet Aisha. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Caitlin. Friends, it's Tarot Morning Wisdom. My name is Open Phones, and I'm answering your questions with these cards for free. Please ask them in the chat. And if you have it in you to share this broadcast with your friends as it's happening, guess what? That's good for me. That's a beautiful gift that you can give to me. Give me that sweet gift. How about that? It's free. It costs you nothing. Now, Rach the Swan is another expert tarot thrower that we absolutely all need to go follow, and you see them right there in the chat with that open next to their name, which means that they have made the sweet commitment to declare themselves official fans of the Tarot Morning Wisdom broadcast, which is an absolute key to my heart and soul. Thank you for that support, Rach. You know I absolutely appreciate you. Now, Rach is always here worrying about work. Thank you. Oh, it's Locomotion. Damn. Oh my God, Loco, you're great. So. Let's take a look. Will I receive the deposits from the clients? I love it, Rach. We got an entire archive now building of your day-to-day work concerns, and I wonder what they would end up telling us over a long enough timeline about your situation. Will I receive the deposits from the clients today? Huh? Look, Rach, you know these cards as well as I do. What does this tell you? Well, as it pertains to literally everything, it says fire, inspiration, passion, go. This is the inseminating force of the universe self in the symbolism of this deck. How can you create on that level? How can you create action on that level, fire on that level? How can you move things around? How can you connect to your intuition, sweet Rach? You know all of this. How can you embody the Ace of Fire? Now look, does the Ace of Fire know every little thing about deposits from clients today? No! It's too busy being the literal life force fuel of the universe. But it's offering its hand to you. Will you take it, Rach? Will you take it? Come on. Oh, Charlene, that's a terrible... That's such a sad question to ask. Is my daughter still alive? Now, honey, I can't tell you that. And these cards, I promise you. Look, everybody say hi to Charlene Zavala 31 in the chat. They've brought themselves forward here and they've asked a very brave question. It's not an easy question. Is my daughter still alive now? I have a daughter, and therefore I know, I can sense at least, the absolute cathedral-sized space in your chest right now that feels empty. I want Charlene to offer you one of these cards, not in any bleeping way, under the auspices of trying to pretend that these cards can solve that situation. I mean, except they see you, all right? But it's not like they go, oh, sure, yeah, they are, or no, they're not. That's not what this is, in my experience. I'm sure you can find dozens of readers that would, run away from your question screaming on this bleeping app. Oh, I don't do that. I do that. Charlene Zavala 31 says, is my daughter still alive? And I'm not taking that question on as a tarot reader trying to tell them something concrete. No, that's just not, I don't know if that's possible. But what I can do is give you, Charlene, what my cards would have you do in this moment where you are struggling. All right, sweet Charlene, my heart could not be more with you in this. And chat, I hope that everybody here is saying hi to Charlene and sending them their best in this utterly difficult moment. Honey, this is it. Like you have so many painful swords that you have to process, and the deck is about to the deck is literally confirming it's mirroring you essentially, Charlene. It's saying, oh, you have to just like, I know this might seem impossible right now, but the assignment here that this card indicates is sword clearance. It's turning 10 swords, which in the symbolism of this deck are errant human thoughts, torturous human thoughts. You see it, like there's pain inside of this card, and it's reflecting your pain and your imagination, by the way. And saying, yes, like you've got so much energy here, and it's all just condensed and it's agonizing. And my deck knows that the way to get through that is not to do anything but reduce this to one single thought. Winnow it down. All right? Is it a thought of faith? Is it a thought of... it's me talking, so I take it to the spiritual realm, because the spiritual realm is where I have found peace in the middle of nightmarish circumstance. All right? One way or another, if you are to persevere in this situation, the cards want you to concentrate down to one single positive thought that can live inside of you and emanate outward from there. I recognize it's incredibly difficult to do what I'm describing, but the cards are facing this head on and saying this is what they recommend needs to happen. All right? Please come back and please let us know what's going on and how we can help. All right? I feel for you, Charlene. Let's see here. I see Locomotion pop up, and it makes me happy. A, because I love Locomotion. B, because I see the open next to their name. It makes it super easy for me to see. C, Locomotion's cool and asks cool questions. Let's see what their question is today. I fear my friends may lack drive. Is my circle going to prosper with me career-wise? Can we please just take a moment? That's a beautiful, and that I love that question so much. Like, okay, so look, I've got this like friend group, right? Or peer group, my circle. I'm looking around inside of my peer group, my circle. I'm starting to get a little nervous because, hey, I'm a part of this circle. I have drive. I want to go somewhere. And I'm looking around. I'm not so sure. I'm going to have a lot of co-pilots on my way. Tell me more, cards. All right, fine, I will. We'll do our best. Are my friends going to prosper with me career-wise, or am I leaving them in the dust? Cards say. Oh, relax. Relax. The deck says, don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Look, it's the card of the creation of joy. Joy being created by one person alone. No, by a multitude of people, by those three maidens happily toasting their success. There's literally no other card that could more directly and positively answer your question, sweet Locomotion. Take it to the bank. And how can you add to this, Locomotion? How can you engender this in this peer group that you see as being kind of a little like, maybe a little unmotivated? How can you inject that situation with your joy so that it's shared by all and it compounds? It becomes exponential in that experience. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more people participate in it. Loca, you've got your bleep together. Get in there and do it. Okay? Does that hint? Thank the gods, says Locomotion. Oh, it's Tarot Morning Wisdom, friends. My name is Open Phones. I see Samantha's here. Mwah. Everybody say happy belated birthday to Samantha. I believe her birthday was 2 days ago, if my math is correct. Happy birthday to you. Chocolatito's here. Oh, Chocolatito, aka Uari. Who wants to go next? Now, I know there's probably 700 questions in the chat. Don't make me go scrolling. Go ahead and let's do it popcorn style. There you go. We've got boop boop boop. We've got a series of emojis I can't really read. A nice little flower. I don't know what your name is. What is the message I need to hear right now? Hi, my name is Open Phones. This is Terra Morning Wisdom. I'm about to give you all the information I know how to give. Phil is here. Phil, don't let me miss you. Sweet Phil. Hi, Plan Bry. Ooh, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Now, look. What's the message I need to hear right now? Asks emoji. I can't read that. I have no idea what you're saying in those emojis, but I know what my deck's about to say. You need to hear right now something from the Four of Pentacles. How can you shore up your foundations in the material world? It's time. Today's the day. Today's the day. How do you get your bleep together as it pertains to the realm of the real? Okay? Now, continuing. Looking for opens next to names. Chocolatito, yes, you can ask a question. That's what we're here to do. Squirt is P. Wow, that's a great, great username. Adrienne is here. Adrienne, will my wedding go well? I don't know. Will it? It's my wedding. I want it to go well. Ugh, these puzzles. Yes, I am human. All right. Squirt is P. Wow, I gotta go with Adrienne. Adrienne asks, will my wedding go well? Tell me! All right, Adrienne. You've come to the internet. That was the first right thing you've done. You went to TikTok. That's the second correct thing. Congratulations, you got that far. Third, you found an old man that you have no awareness of until this very moment, who's just talking into his phone and said, I know, I'm going to hand it all over to that guy and let that guy answer whether or not my wedding is going to go well at all. And I accept. I can't do it. I was going to pretend like I was going to just go straight in there and be like, yes or no. Adrienne, I'm not going to do that. I can't let myself do it. It'd be too much. It'd be letting the bad part of me drive it. And I'm trying not to do that so much, all right? But I'm going to say, how best can I prepare myself in hopes that my wedding goes well? Is that so much to ask? Yeah, okay. Will my wedding go well? Yes. You need to simply concentrate on making yourself ready. All right, just concentrate on your part of it. Your part of it alone, Queen. Be the priestess, Adrienne. Is the priestess worried about whether the whole ceremony is going to go well? No. The priestess is concentrating on her role in it and on what it means for the priestess to be graduating to this new empress level of creation. All right? The priestess is not in charge of this and that. The priestess is not worrying at all about the bleeping ceremony. The priestess trusts that the priestess' presence alone will magnetize the event in the correct direction. So I want you to concentrate on taking care of yourself in there, finding balance between those two poles, those two energies, and protect that veil. Okay? Protect that veil. Don't let negativity in there. Don't let negativity in there. It doesn't have a place. This is your event. Be the priestess. Okay? I hope that hits. Jess R, come here, Jess R. You're a classic. Come here, Jess R. How you doing, Queen? Should I block David? Oh, honey. Phil, do you have a question? Because you're so generous, I want to answer it. If you do, let me know, Phil. Jess R, however, has a conundrum. Everybody gather around Jess R. Should I block David? Now, friends, you know that Open Phones, as a father of a young lady out in the world is tempted right now to scream yes to that. Just block him. Why? Phones, you don't know the first thing about the situation. Maybe David's lovely. Maybe. Thank you, Phil. I'll get to you. Should I block David? Let's just see what the cards have to say. Now, Jess R., I don't know the first thing. Do you want to share any details with us while we wait for the cards to speak? You can or you cannot. I don't know. But here it comes. Jess R. asks, should I block David? Is it time? Yeah, it's probably time. It's probably time to hit the old button on that one. We might need to hit the button on good old David. Look, we had a grand old time. Grand old time with David. As an old friend, I guess I didn't know. Look, all this card is saying, thank you. Thank you, Cherry. Is like, yeah, man, it is as you see, Jess R. It is as you see. This devil is not offering anything, ultimately, to any of us, except for hello, an awareness that we can walk away from that devil. The cards have spoken. Now, Cherry, are you new here, Cherry? My name's Open Phones. Welcome to Terra Morning Wisdom. You are, I want to get you. But Cherry has an open next to her name, and it caught my eye. I'm sorry, I have to do it. Will me and my Pisces ex, Jay, reconcile? Oh, the suspense. What do you think's going to happen, Cherry? Do you want to reconcile? I guess that's the question. What did Jay do? Did Jay break up? Cherry and Jay, will they reconcile? Oh, Jess R. says that David is blocked. Power. I love it when power comes forward directly on the crack of the bat of a card dropping. I love it. All right. Let's get in here. God, that's brave and strong, Jess R. I am really happy. Cherry, sweet Cherry, and hold on. And I'm going to get to you, Bri. Cherry, will me and my Pisces ex, Jay, reconcile? Let's find out what the cards have to say, Cherry. Oh, sweet Cherry. How best can I tune my spiritual, emotional, and passionate instruments to reconcile with my ex, Jay? P.S. He's a Pisces. Hierophant. Now, given your question, it seems to me like this Hierophant might be arriving to offer you the idea of searching for guidance. Okay, how can you search for guidance in this situation? Do you feel me? The Hierophant is that bridge between basic, like, necessitated stability as formed in the Emperor at number 4 and love as depicted in the Lover's card at number 6. You can't just go from the Emperor to love. You've got to earn it with work. The Hierophant's here to do that work with you and to guide you along the way. And Cherry says, wow, a Taurus card, which I trust you when you say that. I am still a little astrologically dumb, but I'm trying. Well, and I've got help in the form of, among others, Samantha, who's an astrological genius. By the way, Samantha is available in the chat if you have any astrological questions. You can at least ask. One way or another, sweet Cherry, maybe this is you taking the lead in this situation. That's also completely on the table here. But if it's not you taking the lead in this situation, hey, Sky, how you doing, Sky Coggins? Then you need to seek help in that regard to get what you want. Does that hit? Let's see here. Now, Brian, or AKA Bri, Plan Bri, sitting at number 1. Plan Bri, I don't even know if I know your name. My name is Open Phones. This is Terra Morning Wisdom. I throw cards at your questions for free every bleeping morning. No, not every bleeping morning. Every bleeping Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Morning. At any rate, we know that. And friends, if you have it in you to share this broadcast with your friends, I've been told that's incredibly helpful. I don't know. It's a generous thing you can do if you feel it. No obligation. Plan Bry's here and says, Bry, what do I need to know in order to move forward into the happiest, most aligned version of myself? Oh my God, this could be a communal card for all of us. Plan Bry, are you ready? The deck's going to say what it has to say directly to you. What a good question. What do I need to know in order to move forward into the happiest, most aligned version of my life? It's time and I'm ready. It seems like you've visited the Hierophant, Plan Bry. You've gotten your wisdom from that Hierophant and you're ready to proceed upward. How do we do it? I'm excited for you, Bry. Ready? Set? Yeah, and the Hierophant is right back at us again, like, hey, me too, yes, again. Bry, what do I need to know in order to move forward into the happiest, most aligned version of my life? Ascend with wisdom. That's the ultimate message behind this Hierophant. How can you ascend upward on the ladder of experience towards stability, towards love of self, towards power within that love that knows how to exercise that power, like with total balance and equity in the world that we live in? How can we essentially, I want to use this terminology, Bry, and see, given the nature of your question, if it hits. Like, how can we be on the ladder that is often referred to colloquially in esoteric circles as the great work, which of course is the Sandra Adi, hi, is the quest for balance within that can then radiate outward into power. Bry, this card pulls out the opportunity for a much longer conversation that maybe we get to have someday. But start here. Start in the pursuit of active growth in the realms of wisdom. Okay, do that, and hopefully you will be placed on the right path. Hi, Patty. Oh, Sky Coggins has an update. Update from Sky. Everybody say hi to Sky, of course. Happy Monday, sweet Sky. Looks like I may have my boyfriend moving in sooner than later. What should I look out for? Incoming boyfriend energy, eh? Sky Coggins. Incoming boyfriend. Looks like we're going to be cohabitating a little sooner than I thought. What should I look out for? Sandra, you're awesome. Thank you, Sandra. Let's just get into this, Sky. So picture it. There's Sky. They're excited. It's almost time for the boyfriend to move in. Harley, right? Sky and Harley, am I right about that? What should I look out for? Sadly, there are no cards here that depict piles of dirty laundry scattered all over the living space, or a sink filled with dirty dishes, a bathroom destroyed as though some kind of a rabid chimpanzee was left alone inside of it to do as it will. Let's find out what Sky Coggins has in store as their boyfriend prepares to move in. Oh, well, you know what? We've seen this card already today. Sky, I want you to not panic. This is not a negative card. It's not a card that damns this effort. It's 100% bringing you to the truth, though, which is that there's going to be a period of growth inside of this. Remember, this is the Empress 3 that we're seeing here. This is the Empress 3. Does the Empress, in her absolute commitment to generating nothing but life, in the context of the cards, like a gorgeous geyser, a fountain of life, a fire hose of energy, does that Empress also have a Popeye tattoo on her shoulder that says, yeah, man, broken hearts is hard? No. What we have here is the Empress's mental quadrant suggesting that in order to build into that new space, it requires growth. And that growth, especially in the Empress threes, can be difficult. It can be difficult. We know this already. The cards say, what can I expect? Get ready to grow. And the way that I like to look at this card nowadays, when I get it, and especially in these contexts, is that just pretend that this heart is a seed, and that the blades going through it, piercing the heart, are opening that seed up so that it can extend its energy out into the soil. And then all of a sudden, the rain starts to make sense. Okay. Let's see here. We've got so many cool people here. Autism Mama's here. Thank you for all your generosity, Autism Mama. Kelly Godwin's here. Patty's here. That's beautiful. Patty, I can do whatever. Let's see. Autism Mama's got a question. Oh, Jason is here. Hi, Jason. Jason, how are you doing? Now, I want to remind everybody that has opens next to their name that gives them access to literally the most insane, for yours truly, emojis on Earth. That's right, emojis featuring me on them. Have fun. Fill the chat with them if you want. I'm just saying it because I haven't seen any yet, and I hate for you to forget that that exists. Now, Autism Mama, I want to focus on this question with you. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, though. Right? Ooh. Oh, that coffee was 70 degrees. Not great. All right, here we go. Autism Mama, can I ask? Yes. When will my husband and I get back together? Oh, Autism Mama, I'm sorry you're going through that. That sounds difficult. Obviously, we all know exactly how difficult that. Thank you, Sam. That can feel. But I also have to admit something, Autism Mama. The cards really are not great at predicting what husbands on the lam will do. All right, we don't know what the husband's up to in this situation. Are you going to get back together? I don't know. But what the cards do have a way of doing is connecting to you, Autism Mama, and saying, what can this sweet person do to improve the situation in such a way that maybe them and their husbands are going to get back together? Is that cool with you, Autism Mama? Here we go. I'm looking into this, and I want to find guidance for you, not some bogus predictor. Ote? Ooh. Sorry, I have a puppy here, and he's choking. Are you choking? No, he's just clearing his throat. Everything's fine. Okay. Look. No, Autism Mama. This card falls, and we're in the fives on a Monday, and you know what? I embrace it. I embrace it, love. Thank you, love. I embrace it because, like, Mondays are for work. All right, and we're doing this work right now. And you ask, when will my husband and I get back together? And I change that question. Like, what can you tell me in this situation to build strength? Guess who's back? It's the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords is not placing any kind of up or down vote on the prospect of you and your husband getting back together, but it's saying in this moment, sweet Autism Mama, there might be a power vacuum happening, or a vacuum of leadership, or at least a vacuum of direction. The card is sitting here depicting basically a difficult situation in the realm of the mind. Sound familiar? And it's easy to think that this is just some situation that you get stuck in, man, like a spider web, and you're just like, oh man, I don't know, man, I'm just so disappointed. Oh well, I guess I better go back down the ladder to the Emperor, and maybe even down to the Priestess, maybe even all the way off the ladder. I don't know, I'm so tired. And this card says, yeah, I know. But if you want something, you have to go in the exact opposite direction and step into power. If everybody's sitting inside of this ennui, this sadness or disappointment in the realm of the mind, the cards are here to say, yo, you could theoretically start to push, start to lead, start to direct things towards where you want them to go. Is that something that's on the table for you, sweet Autism Mama? I hope it is. I hope it is. Hi, Alice. How you doing? Oh, Chocolatito, I've got to talk to Chocolatito right now because look, Uwari and I go way bleeping back, at least a couple weeks, and I love talking to Uwari about whatever's going on in their life, and right now they're asking a simple question to these cards. Should I focus on the root chakra? Well, probably, Queen. I mean, like, in as much as, you know, as opposed to what? Do it. But let's just see what the cards have to say to that question. And also, look, you're catching a guy at the very beginning of even understanding what all that chakra bit. I get the general bit of it, but it's like I've done no actual research. All right, so just keep that in mind. I'm doing the best I can. Uwari says, "Should I focus on my root chakra?" You know what? This is probably a yes. Another 5. And this 5 in the realm of fiery passion, which does that connect to root chakra? Does fiery passion connect to root chakra? That's my question. If it is, I think it does. But before I go on a spiel that's going to make me sound like a complete dimwit, I'm going to make sure Look, Chocolatito, if you want to hand any guidance to me whatsoever as to what this is, but what I'm seeing here is chaos in the realm of passion. All right, obviously, anybody's seeing that. Look at all that chaos in the realm of passion too. Jesus Christ! And exactly the same metric that I just described in the 5 of Swords is available in the 5 of Wands. How can we step into this chaos and guide? And you ask about focusing on chakras. That seems like that seems like a according to Hoyle way to do it. You know what I mean? Like why wouldn't you want to? Sacred chakra is fiery. Well, then sacral chakra. Okay, good. Wait a minute. I see Floki's mom. Okay, wait, root isn't. Okay, well, I don't know what root is. But you've got 5 wands here suggesting that there's a need to take control of the spiritual realm. So do with that what you will, Uwari. I got Floki's mom here, and it stopped everything. This sounds rough, and we all know the logical answer, but you all don't know all I've had going on. What are we talking about, Floki's mom? Hold on, is that your first instance of the chat? Now, Floki's mom and I go all the way bleeping back, because Floki's mom and I have gone 13 cards deep in a private one-on-one tarot session, and I will forever hold the fondest place in my heart for Floki's mom, because they had the guts to jump on that when very few people even knew that you could do such a thing, and to trust your friend Open Phones to do just that. And we had a very, very, very good time. It hit, and I am so oh, there it is, I found it. Floki's mom, get over here, Floki's mom. Oh, Floki's mom. I wish we were having, I wish that we were having, like, a one-on-one session right now so I could have a much longer and more in-depth conversation around this topic with you, but I love this question. By all means, I'm here for you, Floki's mom. But Floki's mom asks, should I start smoking again temporarily? Oh, Floki's mom. I'm going to say what I have to say as a form in the form of an omission. No, I don't. I know how you feel, Floki's mom. Floki's mom. I know exactly how you feel. That's all I'm trying to say. Did I? I'm not. Stop it, Phones. All right, look, Floki's mom. I'm gonna give you the card that you desire. Should I start smoking again temporarily? Bleep's gotten real. Let's be honest. It's awfully tempting to jump back into that wheel of that very closed wheel of nicotine addiction. Well, we all know how easy it is to climb right back out of that closed wheel, don't we, Floki's mom? Easy. You just jump right back out again, no big deal, right? Right? No, we all know. I mean, look, every time I've ever relapsed on nicotine, it's been at the cost of like 5 years of further addiction. Oh, boy. all of that said, what do the cards have to say? Did I shuffle this deck? Yes. Organize your fire. Jeez. Now, so, okay, wait a minute. Here, we find ourselves in the fiery wands. And aren't those interesting avatars for smoking? What do we see here? You just heard me talk about it. Chaos and a leadership vacuum. Now, if I were going to argue Floki's mom in favor of returning to cigarettes, which I'm not going to do, even though there's part of me that in this day and age understands 100%. There you go, Samantha. Samantha's catching the drift of this. Look, it's like, is cigarette smoking empowering? Not exactly, because what are you doing? You're bleep. Okay, maybe it's empowering in the short term because it's going to concentrate this hectic emotion or passionate realm. Maybe it'll focus it like a diamond for a little while. But at what cost? You're literally taking 25% of your experience, meaning the physical part, as opposed to the emotional, soulful, and mental. And you are putting it under the bleeping gun. Your physical body's like, wait, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? I don't understand. Your brain's the one who's like, yeah, this is going to be really effective. And the heart and the pad and the wands have no choice but to follow suit, I guess. But remember that you just feel like you're in the middle of a crisis and can't wind down through the day. But I have no urge to actively smoke. Well, then don't do it. Well, Queen, like, is there any other avenue that you might... And chat, I'm asking you, chat. If you don't want to burn smokes and you need to center yourself and relieve stress, are there any ways except for buying a pack of Cools and smoking them until you die that one can achieve that? There we go. Samantha, for instance, says breath work. Breath work, for one. Using the same tools inside of our physical body, but not torturing them by paving them with enough tar to create like a parking lot in front of an elementary school. All right, just don't forget the obligation you have to your physical body. It is the vessel that is going to carry you all the way to the finish line. So if you have to sacrifice it for the short term, do it knowing that you need to make up for that down the road. All right? All right. Let's see here. What do we got? There's like those medical vapes. I love hitting those sometimes. Says Grishma Sweat. Okay, well, look, medical. What's a medical vape? Oh, Floki's mom, we do need to go back into the cards. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's obviously Floki's mom. There is no shortage of methods. It might just be a search that is on your list of things to do to find one that works. Good morning, friends. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I answer your questions with these cards for free. And Grishma, aka Shuetti, who has an open next to their name, catches my eye, and that's a great way to catch my eye, is to have an open next to your name, and says, could I please get a card pull about my visit to my parents this week? Bleep, yes you can. Oh my god. How are we feeling going in, Grishma? How are we feeling going in? Are we stressed? Are we excited? Grishma plus their parents. Grishma plus their parents. Honestly, says Grishma, not too psyched. Look! Who here can identify with that? With the idea of a weekend with family that is not exactly filling us with like thrills and excitement. Let's see, Grishma. What can we do? Sarah, you get an open by your name by, yes, like joining the fan club on the top of the screen. Thank you. All right, Grishma. They're coming. The family. Are they going to be at your house, by the way, or are you going to theirs? Either they're coming to you or you're going to them. But one way or another, you know that come Saturday or whatever, you're going to be staring into the arms Oh, you're going to theirs. So come Saturday, you're going to be over there in their world. And you're going to be dancing their dance, aren't you? Let's find out what the cards have to say. Not too psyched, says Grishma. Not too psyched. Hey, the cards have some comfort. Grishma, before I show you the card, Grishma says, oh man, my space cannot accept their energy, LMAO. Literally, they can't stay more than an hour. At least you know it. At least you know it. That lets you erect barriers. But in terms of this weekend, the cards have a message for you specifically, Grishma. And that is, Queen, take a deep breath and do everything you can to climb your way out of this Eight of Swords. All right? This is of course, we've seen it here many a time, the card that points towards our ability to make our own lives miserable using only the powers of our brain. And here, it's my hope at least, yay, you found it, that what the cards are telling you is that, yo, just like, I know, it's been tough in the past, and it may be tough in the future too, but right bleeping now, Grishma, right bleeping now, on this Monday, April 13th, you have the power to not let it bring you down. And in fact, to live inside of the present moment where none of these swords have even materialized yet. These swords of worry or concern or, just like this feeling like around what you perceive the weekend is going to be like. Those are just your perceptions, says this card. And they're optional. If you can clear those swords out of the way, you won't be torturing you every single minute of every day leading up to this experience on some subtle level. You'll be able to feel the full impact and power of your present moment in whatever form that takes, and then get there when you get there. Do you know what I'm saying? When you're there, then you'll know what's going on. And if you find yourself surrounded by swords, at least it won't be the swords that you put there. It'll be the swords that they're handing out. And God knows they probably will have some to hand out. So be it. So be it. Does that hit, Grishma? I hope it does. Friends, if you've got it in you to share this broadcast, I've been told it's good. Oh, it's so generous if you do it. Gotcha, says Grishma. Oh yeah, they'll be adding some BS 100%. But guess what? Then you go to your Six of Swords and you defend against that so your emotions don't get hit. All right, but step one, climb yourself off that bleeping beach. Oh my God. I just saw Floki's mom literally just booked a private session for today. Oh, Floki's mom, I'm so excited. Oh, we're gonna go all the way down the round. We're gonna go 13 cards deep. Oh man, this actually makes my Monday. I am so jazzed. Thank you, Floki's mom. Thank you. Hell yeah. And I was worried this was gonna be some kind of a bum week. No, it's gonna be a great week. Boop. All right. Man. God, that makes me feel good. Thank you, Floki's mom. Who has a question for the cards? Let's take a look at this chat right now. We got Ghislaine here. Ghislaine. Get over here, Ghislaine. Hi, I think we've met. My name is Open Phones, in case anybody doesn't know, and this is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where I answer your questions with cards for free. And Gislaine's here and says, I am lost about my love life. Should I just forget about Muhammad? Maybe. Let's just see what the cards have to say. Gislaine's like, should I just forget about Muhammad? I don't know. Everybody say hi to Ghislaine. Who here hasn't had a Muhammad in their life? That they were like, should I just forget about that guy? We've all had our Muhammads. Come through and depart. And now Gislaine's here to ask about it. I'm lost. What should I do with this dude? The cards really want you to focus on self-love here. I'll say that, Ghislaine. And they have, like, pretty high bar, actually. They need you to magnetize the concept of getting what you bleepin' deserve in the real world. You ask about love. The cards say, yeah, well, look, you need to feel as though you are getting exactly what you deserve. And if you're not feeling like you get exactly what you deserve, and not in the promises realm, not in the ideas realm, not in the theoretical realms of passion or emotion, in the real world, look around your actual situation and ask yourself where it is that things are coming up short, where you feel like the pans of this balance are out of balance. And the little tiny beggars inside of each and every one of our souls is like, I need more. Give that to yourself. And if somebody is not aiding in that, then yeah, it's time for them to go. Does that hit? Agreed. Thank God for that. I'm gonna go get a heater. I'll be right back. I'm 2 seconds. I just need to get more coffee. I'll be right there. I'm not going far. I'm not going far. I just need a tiny bit more. You must work and focus on yourself, and very specifically in the realm of the real. I mean, like, I would obviously welcome you to the many ways you can calm and focus your intellectual, spiritual, emotional worlds, but that card says it has to happen on Earth too. You feel me? You feel me? Sweet Pea, aka Anita, I don't know whether an email made it to your friend or not, but I hope that before we have to reach for the cards to answer these questions and do so with very little hope of accuracy, that you can simply text your friend or something. Go find out. I mean, Anita, I love you, but like, come on now. Let's see here. Gigi is here, aka Veggie Gamer. And I love this question, frankly. Is the guy I'm talking to a good choice for me? You've come to the right place. I am an excellent judge of dude character. First of all, I've got a long career of being, that's right, a dude. It's spanned decades. I'm old and grizzled now. Were it not for TikTok's 45 coats of paint that they put on every single person who puts their face up here, you'd be seeing something more akin to like the guy who was in that rated G David Lynch movie, The Straight Story, driving around on a tractor through Iowa, trying to go see his brother Harry Dean Stanton. That's what I look like in real life. Anyway, all that is just to say, I'm a dude expert of sorts. And Gigi, you're asking about a dude. Is the guy I'm talking to a good choice for me? Boop. Well, is he? Let's put you into the breadbasket. That's right, I'm going to deploy Andromeda's breadbasket for the first time in this broadcast. It's late in the broadcast for that to happen. Usually it happens earlier. But what I got here, Gigi, is a card that feels like it's talking about you, not to you. And it's showing us a beautiful Mother Earth, a queen of pentacles, opulent in her throne, in deep connection to her physical health, her natural, like the bond between her and nature, and all of that enthroned in a sense of deep magnetic power. That's you in this theoretical throw. Now, what about this guy? Is this guy going to be a King of Pentacles? That's what we're hoping for here. Oh, not even better, but beautiful. Look at that. Card number 2 says something about this guy and says, look, it's joyful. It's generating joy. And I think, that could also be the cards commentating upon your vibe that you're bringing in here, Gigi. But one way or another, when we look at this other polar energy, we see the active creation of joy. So far, so good. What about the energy created between you and this dude? Another 3? All of a sudden, it becomes about materializing something and creating something in the realm of the real. That joy goes into the realm of the real by that energy, but what is the actual material result of this? Dude, gah, Gigi, it's rare that you'll get me to be like unabashedly in favor of something up here, and these cards have done that trick. I think that they want you to move towards this guy that you're talking to, because if this Sun card is to be believed, which is the deck's iteration of ultimate absolute positivity, then something good should be waiting for you. I wish you nothing but luck, oh Veggie Gamer, aka Gigi, and I beg you from the bottom of my heart to let us know how it goes. Come back and tell us what's going on, but congratulations on getting such powerful cards. That feels so good to me. Oh my god, dude. Veggie Gamer says, we have an event coming up called Good Things Come in Threes. Well, you just got 2 threes, both of which were good. I hope that bodes so well for you. I'm so excited. Let us know what happens. Please let us know what happens. Congratulations. Brooke is here. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Lynn. The Chill Mystic has arrived. Everybody, stare down into the chat right now and notice the Chill Mystic. Good morning. And go click on their username and follow them, because they are expert tarot readers in their own right. Professionals supporting professionals. That's what we like to do here at Tarot Morning Wisdom. Okay? Come on. Go follow Chill Mystic. They're amazing. Oh, and Veggie Gamer got the first emoji into the chat that I've noticed, and that just makes me smile like crazy. Ooh, Bob C. Hamilton is here to drop Bible verses on us. I love that. What does Deuteronomy 18:10-12 say, Bob? I don't know the Bible that well. But please, Jesse's here insisting that I look like Jeff Goldblum, which I think is a compliment, because obviously to say that anybody looks like a movie star is some form of a compliment. Let's see what we got here in the chat. I'm looking. Oh, did I miss on Vera Luz? Did she pop in? I just saw her name. Let's see here. September Storm is here. Sweet Pea. I already kind of said what I had to say, Sweet Pea, but thank you. Kelly is here. God love you, Kelly. I'm so grateful for Kelly Card. Who here has a question for the cards? Let's just get it up to the current here. Mimi's here. Boom. All right, Mimi, get over here, Mimi. Hi, Mimi. My name is Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm up here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Come find me, and we will always have a chance to talk. Let's see here, Mimi. Will Declan reach out to me? If so, when? Now look, Mimi, these cards don't come with dates attached to them, but I'll do my very best. Mimi and Declan. Mimi and Declan. And I see what's on the bottom of the deck. That don't mean nothing. Right? All right, Mimi. You and Declan, huh? Mimi asks, will Declan reach out to me? If so, when? This bodes well. This is not a win, but this is saying something to you, Mimi, about creating stability inside a passion, perhaps so that you can share it with somebody. Now, I want you to do that in hopes that Declan will reach out to you. But even if Declan doesn't, this is still a card that connects to you. You, Mimi, need to seek in your spiritual or passionate or creative world to stabilize that and create something that you can build on top of, like a foundation upward. All right? And that's a space clearer. It's a way of generating clarity in the realm of creativity. So I want you to do that and find out what happens as it regards Declan, and let us know. Now, Chill Mystic is here, and it's, as a tarot professional, I have no choice but to stop everything and address their very important question, obviously. And what I see is, I'd love to know the energy around my husband's job application. Fair enough, let's do it. Husband's got a job application. What's the energy? Just what's the energy? Okay. Let's find out. a treat. And Phil, then you're next. Not bad. That's right, Chill Mystic. The energy around this. And God love these cards for putting it into the realm of emotion and thus letting us talk about deepest connection to love and joy. Perfectly equilibrated. It feels so good to be inside of this card. And if my deck is saying something like this around the energy of your husband's job application, I have no choice but to hope that it's telling you something good. Let us know, though. Please, let us know. Now, Phil, did you just want a simple card? Oh my God, Sandra Adi, thank you so much. Sandra Adi just announced that they've watched this for 100 minutes total, and I am so grateful that I really don't have... I don't even know how to express it, frankly. Yes, you can get next, please, Phil. Phil, did you just want a general? Phil, God love you, Phil. Thank you so much, Phil, for being so generous over the broadcast. I really appreciate you. And I'm super excited to give you your general read. Here it comes. Here it comes. Everybody say hi to Phil. We've seen Phil before, at least a few times in this broadcast. And I love building these friendships here, Phil. Yeah, Sam gets it. Sam gets it. Morning, Phil. Let's see, Phil. Phil just needs a general. A visit to the general. Hi, Lex. Welcome to Tarot Morning Wisdom. I'm open phones. I'm doing Phil right now. Oh, Kelly, that's so cool. All right, Phil. Are you ready for your general on this Monday, April 13th, 2026? Phil, somebody big, powerful, and important would like to talk to you about what it means to lead people towards wisdom. To be a leader in the realm of wisdom, Phil, takes a backbone made out of bleeping iron. Steel would probably be better chosen. You gotta be tough to occupy this hermit's post. But once you've achieved that, then you too have the ability to shine a light into the darkness. And obviously we're talking in terms of allegories and metaphors here, Phil. But one way or another, I hope that this hermit is suggesting to you something around the embrace of that power, the magnetizing of yourself towards that power. Find ways to ascend that hill and be that bearded man with that staff and that lantern. Does that hit? Can I offer you any more levels of detail, sweet Phil? Why are you laughing, Phil? Does that hit you funny? Or wait. Oh, we're feeling... I see why you're laughing. I got it. Oh my God. Oh, Phil. The cards have spoken. I wish you nothing but luck, sweet Phil. Now, there was other opens next to people's names, and I need to make sure those get dealt with first, because if you've signed in to the point where you've got an open next to your name, then, like Roos has, for instance, hey, Roos, then, okay, Kelly, for instance. Kelly Card, as I've always said, an all-timer and somebody who's been here since roughly the beginning, said they took the cards advice from last Friday. They put themselves out there, and they got invited to a barbecue next weekend. Now, hey, bleeping men to that, Kelly. Everybody congratulate Kelly on that. We all know what it's like to be in hermit mode, Phil, and to get a little bit too comfortable there, if you know what I mean, to the point where even going to a bleeping barbecue can feel like taking a jump over an abyss. But it's not. And Kelly went out and learned that lesson anew. And now Kelly's got hot weekend plans that you're going to get to come and report back to us how they go. I'm so excited, Kelly. Thank you for sharing that. Very cool. Now, Lex, hello. My name is Open Phones, and this is Tarot Morning Wisdom. Sarah, I don't know if you can go next. You tell me. I'm just cruising through. Hello, Peliroja 1212. Are you here, Peliroja 1212? I'd answer that question. Boop. I'm going back to the bottom of the chat. Oop. There we go. Lita Gal. Now, Sarah Amelia, I've gotten you once today, I believe, and I'll get you again, but let me take care of Lita Gal first, okay? I have a relationship question, please. Lita, will you please share it? Everybody say hello to Lita Gal, first of all. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Terror Morning Wisdom. My name's Open Phones. And I answer your questions with cards for free. Lita Gal says, I've been in a relationship for 6 years. And I'm wondering if he's the one. Okay. 6-year relationship. Lita Gal is feeling good. I like that. Feeling strong. I love that. And asking if he is the one. What do we think? Is he the one? Lita, before I throw this, I'm just going to put a little asterisk on it. I'm basically stealing from myself at last broadcast. I don't want to burn down your relationship with the person you think is potentially quote unquote the one by throwing a 1-card drop on it here on the internet. It doesn't seem like productive. Like if we catch like a negative card here, I don't want to do that. So instead I'm going to kind of tweak this and say, cards, what can you tell me about my 6-year relationship that I think is pretty dang good, thanks Ashley. But I want to know if he's the one. What should I do right now, cards? What should I do? You feel me? What should I do? Exhale. Well, never mind. The cards actually just step past me. And as they are wont to do, I think the cards are welcome to step past their readers if that's what it's called for. I was doing the human thing and kind of building a little cushion for myself interpretively so that if I caught a tower, I wouldn't be like, oh, sorry, you got to dump the one you might think is the one because some disaster is happening. No. The cards have simply confirmed that you are in a loving, very purely loving situation and that you should enjoy that. The cards have spoken. Thanks, Bruce. Oh, thank goodness. I love it when the cards give a happy confirmation. Lita, take it to the bank and let us know. I know, another 6 of Cups. I swear to God, it's just like banging. Okay, Sandra Adi's here. Get over here, Sandra. Sandra, you are a classic. You got an open next to your name, which means you understand exactly how that fan club bit works. Sandra, so generous. I'm going to take this shuffling moment to ask you, sweet Sandra, if there's a specific question or if I'm going to give you a general, but you know I'm going to do it. You know I'm going to do it. Oh my God, Lita, come on, thank you. Sandra, are you ready? I'm going to dump a card on you unless you drop a question on me first. Who's going to win the race? Here it comes, Sandra. I'm shuffling. Sandra, are you feverishly typing? Did you get so excited you dropped your phone on the floor? I'm cutting. I'm almost done cutting, Sandra. Your card's coming. All right, Sandra. I'm gonna pull it. Ooh, Sandra Adi. Well, regardless of whether you have a question or not, the cards have an answer. And the answer has something to do, Sandra, with finding a way towards new territory in the realms of creativity. Okay? The realms of creativity encompass spirituality, soulfulness, and passion. The page is the child inside of that context. They're excited. They don't know what they don't know, and they don't necessarily care. They want to go find out for themselves. And as newcomers, they intend to have lots and lots of fun. So what I like to place this card inside of is the idea of you reaching for that page energy and you going out into the realm of the creative. Make sure that you don't know what you're doing. Make sure that you're not an expert. Make sure that you're not an old hand, an old saw, an old salt. No cynicism allowed. Thank you. Find out what's there for you, Sandra. I hope that hits. As you went completely silent after asking your question. Oh, dear goodness. Roos! The answer, of course, is yes. Roos, friend of the broadcast and personal friend of me, Open Phones. May you have a general for your week. Yes. Get ready. Here we go. What can Roos concentrate on this week here as we stand on a Monday? Let's find out. Ready, Roos? Set, Roos? Go! Ooh. And we're essentially greeted with the very first card that we started out with this morning. Your weekly card of wisdom is taking the form of a very wise person indeed, the Goddess of Justice. Now, as a card reader, oh, by the way, get ready to go follow Roos, because even though Roos hasn't really streamed yet, I sense that that's potentially going to happen. I hope it happens. How about that? So, in advance of that, I recommend that you go follow Roos. Go do it. Maybe if we all follow her together, it'll encourage them to get up here and join the party. You know, the TikTok party. This might help. What can you say about the Justice Goddess? You can say that the Justice Goddess sees all, knows all, with utter clarity, and then applies that knowledge by equilibrating it in a way that does not require orthodoxy, that does not require a rule book. You don't need to check the rules. No, you know the rules. Go forth and trust thy judgment. You got that, Roos? I hope you got that. Let's see here. Who's coming up? Oh, High Life 91 is following that advice and going to follow Roos. I love that, High Life. Thank you, High Life. High Life 91, did you have a question? I'm going to go looking for it. There you did. There you it. Oh, Mercedes. Hi, Mercedes. If I'm not saying Mercedes exactly right, let me know. Will I win this lawsuit I'm currently in? I don't know. Cards, do you feel legally charged? I think the Hierophant actually does. Wow, actually, these two cards do fit your question, so I'll just shut up. Will I win this lawsuit I'm currently in? Cards may not know, but they'll have some advice. Let's find out, Mercedes. Oh, Khadijah's here. Khadijah, what's the update? You must tell us what the update is. What's going on in the land of Khadijah right now? Tell me. Now, Mercedes, will I win this lawsuit I'm currently in? It's driving me bleeping crazy. Well, interestingly, I mean, Mercedes, obviously, without knowing literally 10 more things about your situation, it's difficult for me to just be Mr. Interpreter here, but this is a positive card, all right? This is a positive card. In the realm of emotion, it says 2 cups form, suggesting that, yes, you can take it at basic. Just take its artwork and say, okay, well, yeah. What do you see here? Do you see winning? No, I don't see I don't see winning inside of the 2 of Cups. I see a beginning. So what's beginning here, Mercedes? In the realm of the heart. Is it possible, sweet Mercedes, that the cards are sidestepping this lawsuit question, which cards like these don't love in the first place in any specific way, because it's really hard to get into all of those swords. Lawsuits are made of what again? Swords. Nothing but swords. In fact, they wall off emotion, don't they? No emotion allowed in a lawsuit. We're going to go right to the law and do it all with the swords. Sounds exhausting. 2 cups form. What are they reaching for inside of you, Mercedes? Where are your emotional realms in this moment? And does this 2 of Cups suggesting the birth of some 3rd cup of emotion? Does that? Thank you, Unstable. Does that apply to your situation in any tangent way that your buddy Open Phones can't bleeping see? Do you know what I mean? What can I see? What can't I see? Now, Unstable Me, that was your first gift. I really appreciate that. Still pregnant and farting all the time, says Khadija. Oh, Khadija. Everybody's welcome Khadija to the room. They're still pregnant and they're still farting all of the time. And while I am not, obviously, a lady, and therefore will not have a direct physical experience of being pregnant this go-round, oh boy, I can identify with the experience of having your body taken over by a new being with life of its own, importantly, and then just going on the roller coaster ride of physical changes that entails. And boy howdy, do I hear you when you say what you say there, sweet Khadija. Oh my God. JLP history is here, Anna. Anna, are you still here, Anna? Oh, you're awesome. Oh, I miss you, Anna. Don't worry, I was talking to Karenita earlier on this very stream about missing my Twitch origins. And, okay, Unstable Me, get over here. I found your question. I miss my Twitch origins. It's been not the season for me to go up on Twitch and do nighttime streaming. And I may do nighttime streaming up here now, not up there necessarily. But the ethos of that is in my heart, and I want to feel it. And I want to start singing again like that. That's right, friends. I don't go front load my conversations about it, but like up on Twitch, I kind of bifurcated into tarot throwing and singing, which is cool. But TikTok has zero interest in two things. TikTok only wants you to do that one thing, and I understand that, so that's what I do. Anyway, blah blah blah. Unstable Me is here to say I am starting school next month, and I'm wondering if this is a good move. Unstable Me. Me, not me. Unstable Me. I'm gonna start school next month. Is this a good move or what? Let's find out. Let's find out, sweet Unstable. What the deck has to say about you in school. Good, bad, indifferent. Unstable Me. Starting school. Congratulations, by the way. Oh, no worries, Unstable Me. Look. You're going to start school. The deck says, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Open your heart to all the beautiful experience. Let your heart lead as you walk into this new experience of school. I love that as advice. You know, there was one time that lasted literally my entire life until like a couple of years ago, maybe last year, sorry, when I just lived under the assumption that my sweetheart was soft and easily injured, and thus required an armed guard fleet of swords to follow it around wherever it went. Swords, thoughts, protective thoughts. Don't touch my heart, don't touch my heart, fuck off. Excusez-moi. I didn't mean to use swear words there, but I guess that gets to the kind of passion I'm talking about. Protect the heart. It's not safe to be out there with that heart. Like Secret Service swords. Talk about not needing something. Talk about not needing something. This card is here to remind us that we don't need to protect our primal hearts as divinely blessed inside of our chests with this power. No. This is a durable instrument that can take it and live inside of it with strength, all right? That strength is yours. Walk into this experience open and ready to be in love with it. Pew. Okay? It's 9:04 a.m. here in the most glamorous place on earth, Hollywood, California. That's right. That's where we're broadcasting from, like it or not. And I'm here to ask you, friends, if you've got any questions for these cards. Of course you do. Yes, Eli, get over here, Eli. Remind me of the initial that you're obsessed with. Is it M? Anna says, I must walk the dogs. I hope you're doing great. Do the cards think I should get a coffee? Yes. There it is. Eli. All right, everybody, get ready. Now, we all know, if you've spent a minute here, you know that Eli and M are a continuing concern here in the Tarot Morning Wisdom universe. We're always worried about Eli and M. Are they going to get together? Eli's like, tell me more about M. Tell me more about M. I don't know what's going on with M. Eli, is there any chance you could get M in here? Is M going to talk to me this month? Always asking for a prediction, Eli, aren't you? I know that these cards ain't going to give you no predictions. They're going to tell you what to do, though. And that's what I want to have happen for you here. What can we tell Eli as it pertains to M, who is still... I guess you guys aren't talking. I don't know. Here we go. Will M talk to me this month? Eli, the cards are begging you down towards the priestess's level of return to foundational form. This is not a prognostication about M. There's no romance in this priestess's world. There's zero romance. This priestess is saying, hey, Eli, get over here. Get over here. Get away from M. Bleep M for a minute. Come here. Are you well positioned between your two columns of power, Eli? Eli, are you protecting your veil, your pomegranate veil, so that a bunch of bad noise doesn't get into the life-creating aspect of the universe that you so contain? Are you centered, Eli? Are you being wise, Eli? Are you strong within yourself, Eli? The Empress wants to know. Okay? Okay. And you gave me those eyes, Eli? What? Talk to me, Eli. I hope that that's not making you actually negatively emotional. That's a call to power, sweet Eli. Figment's here. Hi, Figment. Oh, thank you, Khadija. Khadija's like, share the live, everybody. Share the live. Khadija gets it. Figment. I feel like I haven't answered enough of your questions. Figment. Do you have a question for these cards, sweet Figment? Thank you, Eli. You're awesome. Figment, are you just here to enjoy, or do you actually have some work for us to do? Because I've noticed you around, and you're never anything but generous up here. While I wait for Figment to answer, I see Lisa's like bouncing around going, me! I'm like, yes, hi, Lisa. Hi, my name's Open Phones. This is Tarot Morning Wisdom, where your questions get answered by my cards for free. And I'm looking at you, Lisa, and saying, is Ryan long-term or short-term? And will my biz be lucrative or successful? And which biz should I say? Jesus Christ, Lisa, how many questions you got for one the card dropped? All right, look. Let's just see how we can work this, Lisa. Is Ryan long-term or short-term? I'm going to do a 3-card drop on you just for the bleep of it. But fast. I'm going to cut the cards. I'm going to use my non-dominant hand, Lisa. My non-dominant hand. And I'm going to say, is Ryan long-term or short-term? Long-term. Long-term. Will my biz be lucrative or successful? Yes, but make sure that there's balance there. Which business should I focus on? Wand creation. I don't know. This is like Lisa. Which business should you focus on? The creative one. How about that? That's what these 3 wands are here to show. Creative fire in its Empress form, exploding outward into, the very energy that fills the universe. So the most creative version, please. Those are your 3 questions answered. Look, that's how we do it up here sometimes. I just got Ryan. Sorry, you missed the response for Ryan, and it was yes. Ryan is good. Leave Ryan alone. He's happy. Lei-Fei fan is here, and you've noticed I did pronounce it correct that time. Oh, Lei-Fei fan. Well, you didn't find love at the last Lei-Fei show? Surrounded by other Lei-Fei fans like yourself? Lei-Fei fan, aka E, says, will I find love soon? I don't know. All right, Lei-Fei fan. We're trying to find Lei-Fei fan some love, and we're trying to do it soon. What can we do? What can we do, Lei-Fei fan, to tune ourselves to the idea of finding love? Connect, among other things, Lei-Fei fan, to health. Empower yourself in the physical realm. How does that have to do with love? Well, is there a more fundamental form of self-love available than the love of one's physical body, the care for one's physical body? This queen has a few things to say about that and how much empowerment is available inside of it. Also, the queen loves to go find ways to contact nature, because nature reminds the queen that they live in a bigger and beautiful world that is completely constructed of love if you want to look at it through the right set of eyes. And that, human loneliness is one thing, but you've got the ability to gather force and power in the most beautiful ways of all. And in doing that, in making any move whatsoever towards your own internal and external health, guess what it does? It magnetizes you in a way that all of a sudden you notice everybody's staring at you a little bit differently. And all of a sudden, suitors come a-knocking. At least in my experience, that's sort of the way that works. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. So people get their act together, all of a sudden, wait a minute, just because I got my internal act together, now I seem to be glowing in a way that everybody's noticing. And whereas before, when I was all bummed out, it was like a dry desert of arid despair, now it's a florid garden full of Edenic possibility. Am I right, Lei Fei fan? Maybe you'll find a Valentine out there, Lei Fei fan. You sweet. You should, yes, you should love yes, of course you should love yourself, but intention. Like, you can't control whether some dude or person, whether some person's going to come rolling up on this, in the morning, like courtesy of the tides. What you can control is how you feel in any given moment. Remember, sweet Lei Fei fan, that we're all existing inside of one single moment that extends from the moment we're born to the moment we croak. It's one moment, one awareness, one unbroken stream of experience. That is what eternity actually is. How can you, inside of this one unbroken moment that you get to live in on this strange planet, how can you build stability and love and gratitude inside of your own cathedral chest and let that radiate outward as energy? That's the only thing I can think of to do in this instance that will work or matter. And it's quite a thing. So yes, you should love yourself, but I'm not talking about going and buying some dumb self-help book, unless that's what does it. I'm not talking about a platitude that you get up here like a million times. Yeah, you should go to self-care. No, it's like you got to take it seriously and take it as a matter of existential importance. Because if you turf out here on the self-love end of it, guess what? It does not bode well for literally any of the other stuff you want to do. So there. I hope that hits. Sweet Lei Fei fan. Who's got a question? Okay, there we go. Khadijah's here. Oh, Khadijah. If I ever reach a place in my experience up here where I find it good to have guests or co-hosts, you are very close to the top of the list, if not the top of the list of people that I want to talk to in real life. What's the best place in New York to visit? That's not a question for the cards, Khadijah. General card for Joanne Lawson. Hells yeah. All right, I'm doing Joanne right now, but I want a question from Khadijah, not just a recommendation. What's the best place in New York to visit? There's like a billion ways to answer that, each of which has to do with your personal tastes. You feel me? I lived there for almost 15 years. I can give you some guidance, but not just generic. All right, Joanne Lawson needs a general. And Joanne Lawson is one of the all-time stalwart presences on this broadcast. They see every single video that gets posted. They like it. They call me Hollywood, which I find charming. I love that. And they want a general card, and they're about to get one. Joanne, you received the Empress today. Which means that my deck wants you to reach all the way deep inside to that place where you can create fearlessly. And then the card wants you to do it. The Empress says, go forth and experience the joy and the love of creative power in whatever way that connects to your life, whatever way. Here's what it isn't. It isn't sitting around and watching something. It isn't sitting around and staring at your phone. It isn't sitting around in the general way at all. It's active, and deeply joyful. Go find that joy, please. I hope that hits. Doing it right now, she says. That's fabulous. Gabby's here. Oh, Samantha, I guess I did not know that you were a New Yorker, or did I? Did we talk about that? Khadija wants a career card. Get over here, Khadija. Look at all of us bi-coastal friends logging the ever-important American experience of living in the only two cities, apparently, that exist if in the 1990s you thought you wanted to go into the creative fields. What, no Chicago? Not really. Not back then, anyway. What, no Seattle? No Portland? Austin? Very much no. Back then, anyway. No, it was only New York or Los Angeles. You pick one, you lived there for 15 years, then you moved to the other one. At least that's what I did, and what many old people like me also did. Khadija asked for a career card. Khadija's about to get a career card. What am I going to do for my bleeping career? Asks Khadija. That's not a career card. Well, I guess it is. Okay, Khadija, what are your career options? Because all of a sudden, I don't apply this to your personal situation now that I know quite a bit about it. How does your career option menu connect to the idea of active movement through grief? Is there something that you have on your personal menu? Okay, wait. Okay, I'm tuning in to Khadija's chat and seeing that they're a very serious career woman. They play dress up at a retail store, and they used to finger paint and play tag with kids after school childcare. Is there a way that you can help people that are hurting, Khadija? That's my first stop here. I mean, everybody's heard me talk about the fives all morning long about how they're there to be treated as work assignments, and that you've got to effort your way through them and grow towards the self-love sixes. But you're asking about a career direction. And all of a sudden I see the card for grief pop up, and I have to ask myself if the cards aren't suggesting something around being of service to those who are in emotional need. Does that feel like anywhere near what you're thinking or what you're pondering in this moment? I mean, obviously, this person needs help. Are you the one to go give it to them? I love that idea for you because, Khadija, my experience of you, is that you're vibrant and alive and funny and deeply smart and emotionally smart. So maybe there's something here for you. You had much more impact when you taught students. Well, Patty Sue, I was just looking at the archives and recognizing that Patty Sue, you may have been, if not my very first throw at Tarot Morning Wisdom, back on the one morning where it was not called that. And, it was, I don't remember when I locked the name in, but the very first morning, it was not Tarot Morning Wisdom, something else, and Patty Sue was there, and I'm so grateful to see that you're still coming. That's so cool. So, something to think about at least as you look at that career menu, sweet Khadija, and you let us know what comes forward, What could it be? What could it be? I love the idea of you finding a way to put all of your various skills and talents to work in service of those who need them. I think that sounds really good to me. Who here has a question for the cards as we stare at the hour of 9:19? I think I gotta bounce in about 10, 11 minutes because adulthood calls, as it must. It's a Monday. Gabby, I'm not ignoring you, Gabby. You have an open next to your name. Sorry, Gabby. Yeah, I bonk through all of this stuff. And I know that Gabby's here, and Gabby shared the live, and Gabby rose. And all Gabby bleeping wants is for me to answer a question, and I'm going to do it right now. Will I be financially stable soon? Everybody say hi to Gabby. Gabby's worried about money. Imagine that. In this day and age, I thought everybody was living in, like basically swimming inside of swimming pools filled with gold doubloons. No? All right, Gabby. What can we tell Gabby about being financially stable soon? How can we get there? Because, Gabby, I can tell you right now. Queen, I don't know if you're going to be financially stable soon. Who the hell knows? Jesus Christ. Like, for all we know, I'm not even going to go to the dark apocalyptic place I was about to. There's no point. But for all we know, ellipsis, motioning towards it, that could happen tomorrow, and your financial stability will no longer even be an issue. Fun when you think of the world in those terms, huh? But if these cards have any constructive advice for you about becoming financially stable, we're going to find it right here, shall we? Interesting. Sword clearance, Gabby. Will I be financially stable soon? True. Okay, so look. Will I be financially stable soon? The cards are saying something to you about your mental world and how complicated it is. It's too complicated. A 10 of Swords is here to say, Jesus, God, I'm overdosing. Hi, Nikki, how are you? AKA Florida Girl. I'm overdosing on thoughts. I need to clear my bleeping mind. And, sweet Gabby, there is a suggestion here of a circle that might need to be closed, okay? If you take this card verbally, then it's happening at the end of a sentence, and each of these swords are exclamation points poking out of a dead body to say, wrap it up. How do we wrap in a painful series of, like, a cycle of thought up? How do we clear these bleeping swords out of the way? Huh? Because you want financial stability, which is going to require focus, okay? Focus is what the only thing that can earn financial stability. So, this is not focused thought. This is a disaster in terms of focused thought. Clear these swords away and move in strength from there. Does that hit, sweet Gabby? All right, Heidi Henderson. Oh my God, Sarah Maley says they've been listening since like 9 a.m., which would probably be 7 a.m. your time, and out together. You got like, and something about 2 pieces of furniture, and it's been a great vibe. I'm so grateful, Sarah. Thank you for sharing that with me. It makes me feel good. Florida Girl, it's your birthday today. Birthday card for Florida Girl. Stop everything. Birthday card for Florida Girl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Florida girl. Happy birthday to you. All right, Florida girl. Okay, Florida girl. Let's see what these cards have in store for your birthday. Oh my gosh, what can you tell Florida girl on their birthday that can help shed light on directionality in the year to come? Oh, thank you, Florida girl. I appreciate that. What a beautiful card for a birthday. First of all, we'll take it in this present moment. Happy birthday. Relax. Relax, Florida girl. Rest your mind. It's your birthday. Enjoy a little bleeping peace for once. Oh, that's beautiful. But as a lighthouse on the horizon of this impending year you're about to experience, there is also the opportunity to interpret this card as the magnetization of this mental peace as you move into this next year. How can you build a quiet room inside of your mind that can always be there for you? Maybe a room, and we're talking metaphysically here, I grant you, a room inside of your mind where you can visit and know that no matter what the hell is going on outside, inside you have this safe space of seclusion and peace and comfort and stability to rest inside of and also to proceed upward from, into the realms of the Hierophant, and into the realms of love, and into the realms of the Charioteer, and into the realms of the Justice card, and into the realms of the Hermit, and finally all the way into the Wheel of Fortune, where, should you arrive there, it's quite an experience indeed. Allie Hutchins is here. Everybody go follow Allie Hutchins if you haven't already. Allie Hutchins is a world-famous ballet dancer, in the way that every ballet dancer that's professional must be famous to be that good to do it. Look, I'm an ignoramus when it comes to all that. We know that, but it's fascinating to me. I always say it. To follow their country, go check them out. How you doing, Allie? Do you have a question for the cards, sweet Allie? Birthday girl, aka Florida girl. I hope that hits for you. Now look, it's 9:25. And unfortunately today I can't let this run into the 3-hour zone. I have grown-up things to grown-up do. You're good, you're good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. So I'm going to say this one more time. Is there anybody else that has a burning question for these cards? Ask your questions now. I'm going to probably have time to do one more. So make it a good one. And let me... All right, I'm doing everybody at once. I can't resist. Everybody's... Okay, go. Yeah, like, keep on asking. Get them all in here. I'm going to do them in rapid fire. This is me just experimenting. I hope you can be kind to me as this probably flames out. Okay, I've got it all right here. Let's see. Starting at the top of this list of people that I've pulled up on the chat. Okay, everybody, drum roll. I'm going to try to do like an Evel Knievel style tarot jump over all of these. Rosie Posey Kiss asks, will I hear from Will soon? All right, cards, listen, we got to move fast here. I'm doing one shuffle, and then we're going to carve through a bunch of these right now. I don't know if it's going to work. I think it will. Here we go. But the truth is, it's 9:27, and I got to hustle, all right? I got to boogie. Cutting the cards. Cards, bear with me. We got to burn through a bunch of people at once. We're doing this rapid fire. Rosie Posey Kiss says, will I hear from Will soon? Rosie Posey Kiss, the cards say, as it pertains to Will, that there is love there and that you should expect that. I hope that's true. This bodes very well for you and Will. Queen KD, is my boyfriend ready for marriage with me? Firehorse says probably. I would guess that, like, if this is your boyfriend, his passionate drive is leading him somewhere that could... Oh, well, you know what, Cadedria, I love that name. That's a beautiful name. Cadedria? Is my boyfriend Bud ready for marriage with me? Look, this could actually cut both ways. If he's on this horse looking around for places to put that stick, maybe not. But if he's aiming that stick directly at you, the answer is yes. Vanessa, random card, boy howdy. The Queen of Wands for Vanessa. How can you enthrone yourself in the realms of passion? How can you be empowered in the realms of creative and soulful experience? The Queen wants to know. Misty Love, a.k.a. Peggy. Where I lost my bleeping place. Where are you? There we go. Peggy, will the love connection between me and Daniel be again? Maybe. All right, see, I'm already starting to feel like it's watering down. That was a maybe from your friend Open. Actually, no, this is a yes. It's a yes. I don't know. Like, I'm just starting to like worry that like even by doing 3 in like this, I'm corrupting it. But we got a lot of questions to worry about. Badass Bridget's here. Asake's got a question. Let's see. What do we got? Any more? Wait, did I just burn through them all? Okay, good. No. Allie Hutchins is here. Hold on, Allie. I'm doing a regular shuffle for you because you've been coming here for a while. And I don't remember the last time I actually got to answer a question from you. Allie and Cameron. Is he the one? Let's find out. Allie and Cameron. This will be our final. I mean, and don't make this your opportunity to ditch me. I've got one more card to go, which is the collective card on the outro, the one that I apply to my own experience, but that I generously hand over to you as well. But first, we're going to do Allie and Cameron real fast, all right? Allie and Cameron. And it's the classic question, too. Is he the one? Is he the one? All right. Allie and Cameron. Is he the one? Is he the one? Allie and Cameron. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Is he? A King of Pentacles would suggest, yes! Well, let's see. What do we have here, Allie Hutchins? We've got the masculinized, if you want it. I don't generally do much with gender in these cards unless there's a specific reason, but this is one of those times. Is Cameron the one? And I don't even know if Cameron's a dude now that I mention it, so never mind. But what you see here is a king. Does a king sound like the king might be the one? Well, what realm is it in, phones? Is it just an emotional king or a passionate king or an intellectual? No! It's in the real world. Well, Allie, I feel like that might be a good omen. That Cameron could have the potential. And I'm not telling you these cards are prognosticating anything. I'm not telling them that. Don't get mad. I'm talking to the cards. But it's a good omen, and it suggests something really strong and positive in this situation, and I hope that that is absolutely the truth. You'll let us know. You'll let us know. All right, friends, I've got to do our final outro card right now at 9:31, and as I see work texts start to pile up and be like, okay, fine, I guess that's the real world to call in. On my way out, please let me say that I am proud. What's wrong, Samantha? Why are you screaming no? Did I miss a question from you? Oh, honey, I gotta go. I got no choice. Look, I'll be back on Wednesday. Wednesday morning wisdom. But right now, I got a boogie. So I'm going to do our outro card. Send everybody on their way with a big old wet kiss on the forehead from yours truly. And we're going to take it like that. And what was I going to say? I was going to say, if you'd like to talk to me between now and next Wednesday's broadcast, it's very easy. Floki's mom already worked it out. I'm going to be doing a private with Floki's mom this very afternoon. If that's something that you require or have curiosity about, it's very, very simple to explore how to do that. You simply report to the Linktree link that now works after 3 months on my account page. Click away. It's incredibly lucid how to do it. And you book a private reading, and then we go 13 cards deep on a Zoom together that is completely up to us to form the shape of. I've got so many decks that we can use. I've got so many different questions we can ask. I've got so many different ways to ask the question. I've got so many different cards to throw. I've got so many different, and all of that to the side, we can make stuff up together. I do not care. I do care. But I do not have very many rules or limits when it comes to that stuff. Sarah, just go to my links and it'll all be right there, Queen. I hope you're next, Sarah. That'd be fantastic. Sarah Maley, a round of applause for Sarah Maley, because they absolutely added a tremendous amount to this broadcast from Jump Street, and I really appreciate that. I hope that you keep coming back, Sarah, even if after you go to my links and see what I'm charging, you say, bleep that bathrobe fool. I would understand. And I won't judge you for it. You're allowed to say bleep that bathrobe fool. But I'm telling you right now, I enjoyed your presence here, and I'm grateful for it, so thank you. Now, on that note, one more card gets dropped. It's our card on the way out of this Monday, April 13th, 2026. We opened up with Justice. Oh, don't forget about when I become big. Yeah, well. Oh, Khadija, from your lips to God's ears. We have here our final card of the day. This is the card that I will later turn into a 13-card Solomon spread for myself. I'm shuffling it one more time. Now that I said that, I'm like, kissing the deck. Saying, oh, sweet deck, sweet deck. I need some good stuff here on a Monday deck. This is your buddy Open Phones calling. Tap, tap, tapping on the glass, saying, what have you got for me, sweet deck? Deck has the following. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's uncanny sometimes the way that this deck reaches into specific, like especially if you're your own, if anybody's their own reader up here, does cards for themselves, you know this feeling. It's like, okay, deck, Jesus, how do you know? It's time to materialize. It's time to materialize. It's time to materialize. Okay, I know you've been thinking about it, Phones. Yeah, I have been thinking about it. I know you've been fantasizing about it, Phones. Yes, I've been fantasizing. I know that you've been having tons of emotions about it, Phones. Yes, I certainly have. What haven't you done, Phones? Make it real. And that's what this card asks of each and every one of us here on this Monday, April 13th, 2026. I leave it here for you, for myself, and I say to you, thank you so very much for all of the energy and joy that you bring to this place, this room that we create on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 a.m. PST. And it would be truly nothing without you guys, and I think you all know that too. It's like we all, it's absolutely... it's everything to know that this is feeling so good, and I am so grateful to you guys. So thank you. I will see you on Wednesday. If you need me beforehand, for whatever reason, I'm in the DMs, just hit me up. What's up, Phones? Hi. And if you want a private reading, I've told you, just hit that link, and we can go 13 cards deep, or do whatever the hell you want. I don't care what we do as long as we do it, all right? Mwah. Mwah. Until then, I bid thee adieu. Have a great day, and I will see you on Wednesday, if not before. Bye. Bye.